Once again, black culture is getting out of control with the Houston Rodeo, Ruth Chris, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Check out what these two ladies have to say, and we're going to talk about it. Let's go.
It comes to a point where supporting and defending your community just is it becomes so exhausting that you feel this frustration and you start to understand why people have the black fatigue that they talk about. The Houston Rodeo, a family event. You have people there fighting, stealing, acting like menace to society, lawlessness, at an event that's supposed to be a fun, family-oriented event. You have Ruth Chris now saying, hey, we don't want to do this, but you guys are forcing our hand. We're going to have to enforce a dress code policy because how you guys are coming in here with your pants sagging, looking sloppy, all of these things we just cannot allow. So then you sit back and you wonder why other races will say, we have black fatigue. Guess what? I'm black and I have black fatigue. I am tired of the wrong type of people in our community, because let me preface this is not all black people. This is not. You have people over here making life miserable for other fellow Americans because you have no manners, you have no standards, you have no morals. I don't care how you were brought up. If you were raised in the hood, if you were raised in a suburb, I don't care. Having character and manners will always take you far. So no, I don't blame people when they say, no, we don't want your kind over here. I'm hesitant. I don't blame them. I do not. Because if anything, what it shows is that you cannot call a pattern of facts racism and stereotype. Stereotypes all come from a truth. What a concept.
Emergency press conference. We officially have a dress code for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. No more hodeo. Late last night, the committee announced that effective immediately is a dress code for the remainder of the rodeo. Here's what you need to know in case you're one of those people who doesn't have class or decorum. Proper attire must be worn on rodeo showgrounds at all times, including shirts and appropriate footwear. Rodeo reserves the right to deny admission or to remove any person wearing attire that is considered inappropriate or attire that could distract from the experience of other guests. Yes, your ass is distracting. Clothing that is not appropriate includes, but is not limited to, clothing with objectionable material, including obscene language or graphics, excessively torn clothing, visible undergarments or ass cheeks, and or clothing which, by nature, exposes portions of the skin that may be viewed as inappropriate for a family environment. Your ass. Wearing clothing, visible tattoos, or other attire bearing name, insignia, or color of affiliation to a criminal street gang is prohibited on Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo showgrounds. No clothing or apparel that intentionally obscures the face is permitted unless worn for cultural or religious reasons or a medical condition. What they're saying, I don't need to read that to y'all because what they're saying is put your bare body parts away and out of the sight of children and families.
We shouldn't have to have rules and regulations that come out for black culture, sudden changes on certain events that happen or certain things that happen on a regular basis. And then all of a sudden we got to change these things. This is going back even further to last year when Carnival Cruise Lines was getting way out of control with black culture coming in, starting fights, dressing inappropriately, and then they all of a sudden had to change their rules with the alcohol and all that stuff. And then you got Ruth Chris Steakhouse, which is not, like I said, it's not like fine dining, but it is a fine establishment where The food's not cheap. You go in there for steak and you're spending hundreds of dollars on your meal. At least look respectable. But no, you got people who got money and they're going there with pants sagging and all that junk and trying to make it ghetto. Ruth Chris comes out with rules and regulations in terms of what you should look like and how you should act when you come to eat in their establishment. And now you got the Houston Rodeo, which I didn't really know much about because I said I don't live in Houston. But come to find out, it's a 3-week event, and they have a lot of things that go on, and the main focus is they're raising money for children, and so it is a family-friendly event. But what does Black culture try to do? They want to take advantage of these events and come out and bring the hood with them. I'm saying Black culture and not Black people because it is not all Black people that do it. Because I'm Black, of course, and I know a lot of Black people that are some of the classiest people that you'll ever meet. It's not Black people we're talking about. We're talking about the Black culture. The culture that wants to bring the street and the hood wherever they go and try to change up the event. Then things get out of hand. What's going on? I've seen a few pictures of how people are dressing up to these events and they're treating it like it's Freaknik from the 90s, or they're going to Magic City in Atlanta or something like that. And this is a family-friendly event. When is it going to stop? What area are you going to go to next? What event in American City are you going to bring that culture there to try to change up so that more rules and regulations come up? You see the pattern. When is it to a point where you are going to quit? And then at the same time, you want to complain when government officials or certain people say racial things that get you mad, or say stereotypical things that get you upset, and you say that they're racist. Well, first and foremost, how about you smarten up, get your image in order, act appropriately. Like, we're in a generation where society's already messed up. We don't want our kids messed up because a lot of them are getting so distracted and so they see so many things that when adults start doing this kind of stuff, and I say Black culture, it's not like only Black people are doing it, but let's be real, it's mostly. You got Latinos, you got some white, and like every ethnic race got people that act a fool, and every race got people that act very classy and respectable. But this is just ridiculous, man. How many more posts are we gonna have? How many more events that are gonna turn into this shenanigans that happens when it's supposed to be good events? I don't know your thoughts on this. I like the perspective and the things that people have been breaking down to really. It's gotta be a stop to it. I know these kind of videos get good clicks, but at the same time, it's like, when is this crap gonna end? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Share and subscribe to Born with Purpose. Appreciate you. Much love. I'm out. Peace.